Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For those tuning in on the simulcast on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X, we're glad you all could be with us today. Going to bring in our friends over on Amazon as well as on IG so they can join us for our conversation. Today's going to be a very special one. I'm so excited about today's guest. She's someone who has seen me over the many years of my journey, and I'm so excited to introduce her to many of you guys and to reintroduce her to others. On the Amazon side, I want to say welcome to you guys. If you guys are new to us on Amazon, make sure you guys do click that follow button, either here in this corner or down below. You also will see the 3 books by our next guest. I'm so excited to welcome best-selling author Mary E. Gilder to our broadcast today. Her newest book, you all can see here, called LILBIT. Going to highlight it for you guys over on the Amazon side. But we all got to know her actually through the book I'm going to highlight for you guys here on the end. And that is A Misrepresentation of Myself. You all can get the Kindle edition right now for only $9.99. Also, we have her book there. You guys can see there, Even a Man Can Have a Broken Heart. Another great read from her. You can get it in print and Kindle. I want to talk to Mary not only about her writing journey, but what it's been like for her to share it with all of you, and also what inspired her newest book, LILBIT. Mary, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful, Cyrus. It's always great spending a moment with you. I'm doing great.
Well, look, I'm so glad to have you. Hello to you, Nicole. Good to be able to see you over there on IG. Nicole Baskin PR. So, Mary, we have to tell them the story, okay? So, Mary is not just another guest. Mary is not just a friend of mine. Mary is someone who has literally held my hand through the majority of my public life, actually. She and I have known each other for very many years. In fact, we even hosted a Sunday show together that my grandmother used to listen to on Blog Talk Radio to really show you guys how far we went back. And I told Mary I was going to embarrass her a bit. She was also a contributing writer for my magazine.
That's right.
Conversations magazine. In fact, one of our most popular issues with Devon Franklin and Oprah Winfrey, Mary E. Gilder has an article in here appropriately called Stay Focused.
I love it.
That hair, Mary?
I love it.
So, Mary, I just want to say this is our first on-camera interview to have together. And I just want to say to you, first of all, how much I love you and appreciate you. My mother has never met you, but my mom always is asking about you. So thank you so much for all you do, first of all. And I really appreciate you being on with us today.
Thank you for having me, Cyrus. It is my honor to be here and to sit with you. As you stated, we share a long history, not just a long history, a rich history. If you don't mind me stating, when I presented to you my first book, I remember there were times 3 o'clock in the morning, we're emailing each other and I'm getting advice from you. I mean, just some cherished memories that you and I share.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's not only been an amazing friendship, but also to watch you as well. So let's start the conversation there, Mary. What has it been like for you? As I mentioned, A Misrepresentation of Myself was a book that all of us got to know you from. That's the book that brought us together. But what has it been like for you to not only share your love of words with us, but to see the way that readers are responding over the years?
It touches me profoundly. I have a saying, which is Mary Gilder don't write no junk. So I write from my heart. I write from my soul. So whatever I present to the readers, whether it's fiction, whether it's nonfiction, you're going to be profoundly touched by my words. I'm profoundly touched by my words.
Mary, I was just thinking as you were talking that you also were my first PR client that we got in the national magazine too. I just thought about that. It is, you have had, I mean, again, like I said, we've been on this journey, this ride together. So many things have changed over the years, the way that we, communicate. There was no social media like this when you and I got started.
That's right.
To really date ourselves. What has that been like for you to change with the times? We all know that change is inevitable, but not everyone embraces it. What has helped you to embrace the changes that the industry has made, but also just that life has made for you?
Ooh, I feel that I know I'm committed to doing the work. Okay. I always share with folks, to me, that writing the book, for me, that's the easy part, right?
Mm,
But it's the branding of yourself. It's doing the work that will get your words in the hands of your readers, and
mhm,
just being committed to that. And I am. And also, I love what it is that I do. I often share that I connected with my earthly assignment. Now, I, like most of you, we wear many hats, right?
mhm,
But regardless of my various achievements, I know without doubt that God sent me here to write, to live
mhm,
my life out as a writer.
mhm.
And so I'm committed to following through with that. So that's what keeps me going. But also, Cyrus, I'm very passionate about what I do. I love what it is that I do. And you can see it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. And you're so good at it. And I would just add to that, yes, I would agree with you when you say about your gift of writing, Mary, but also just your gift of inspiring. I mean, you are a person, like I said, when we hosted our show together on Blog Talk Radio, or whether it's the messages you shared in Conversations Magazine, you are a person that believes in inspiring others. What has helped you to stay above it all when life tries to bring us down? Because, the saying that has come about these years is life is always lifing. But what has helped you, Mary, as life is lifing, not to give up, but to keep pushing yourself to the top?
Well, there are people who believe that I don't have a down day, right? They're like, Mary, you're always happy. You're always smiling. And no, 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 no. We all face trials. We all face tribulations. We all face challenges, but
Yeah.
it's how you choose to interface with life.
Mhm.
So, regardless of what presents, I remember that God is not on vacation. He doesn't take vacations. And I just, with all my heart, Cyrus, I try to walk in hope, and I try to walk in faith, and I try to surround myself with positiveness, with positive people. And I just try to remain hopeful, and I walk in gratitude,
Yeah.
and when that is your foundation, right? Even when you're feeling down, it's going to keep a smile on your face.
Right.
That's
That's
my
so
only
true.
explanation. It's my
Mhm.
only explanation. And then also, I embrace this truth that love is the foundation. So I
Mhm.
surround myself with a lot of love. So I embrace love, but I also extend love.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely do that. I can attest to that, Mary, as someone, again, you and I, it's so funny because I should let our audience know. I never will forget the story. I was on assignment in Houston to interview Matthew Knowles, the
Mhm.
parents of Beyonce and Solange Knowles. And I was hoping to be able to interview you, Mary, while I
Yes.
was there in Houston. And you, like you always do, had pitched up and gone out. I think it was your anniversary or something. You were out of town. Did get a chance to interview your daughter,
Right,
who's
right.
also an author. In fact, I need to pull that interview up for one of our Throwback Thursdays. So I want to talk about that because family is how we're going to get into a little bit here in a bit.
Okay.
I'm kind of setting the stage for our audience that just been connected with you. What was it like for you to see your daughter also take that mantle when it comes to her love of words and sharing that in her book?
Well, I have two daughters who
Mhm.
who are authors, Marshana Gilder, Shayna Ray, and then Tiara. So you're speaking of
Tiara.
Tiara.
Mhm. Right. Mhm.
But I was just so honored. I was so honored. And I did everything that I could to support my daughter, both of my daughters, because they have been on the front line for me. And I'm all about walking in your assignment. So
Yeah.
once my daughter shared with me that this was one of her assignments, I supported her um, to, to the fullest. She
Yeah.
had my support, and I'm so proud of her because Cyrus, both of my girls, their books are amazing.
Yeah.
Their books are amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm proud. You see the smile. I'm so
Uh,
proud.
and I know you are, as I know they're proud of you as well. I want to reset
Yes.
real quick here, Mary, and say for those who are just tuning in, welcome. I see you guys over there on YouTube. Hello to you. Y'all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live, but we're simulcasting it on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. I'm speaking with my longtime friend, Mary E. Gilder.
Mhm.
She's known me longer than many of you guys have known me. We've worked together on some great projects over the years. I've had an
Mhm.
opportunity to work with her doing some PR as well. She was a contributing writer for our magazine before we came over to Amazon with
Mhm.
Conversations magazine, but she's also a best-selling author. And her newest book is sitting here. Now we're getting into the book. Mary, now that we kind of set the stage a little bit. So this book I know was personal to you. I felt a personal connection as someone,
Yes.
as you and I were talking from it live here. Everyone knows what my relationship with my grandmother was like and what I
Mhm.
gleaned from her and what I try to still, keep with me every day. What inspired a little bit?
God. God. I knew that I shared this profound relationship with my grandmother. She was my best friend and continues to guide my life with her
Mm,
rituals and her lessons. So at some point within my journey, I believe I was in high school, might have perhaps the 10th grade. God let me know that you have to write the
mm,
story of this profound relationship that you shared with your grandmother. I'm ordering you to do this.
wow.
And his assignment hit me in such a strong way. I feared not being compliant. So I
Mm,
knew as I journeyed on, I always knew in the back of my mind that before I leave this earth, I have to tell this story.
mm. Wow.
Mhm.
And it is a story not only of lessons, but of love.
Of
Again,
love.
it ties in perfectly with what we've been talking about here. Talk to us about how that has been kind of your North Star overall, though, Mary, to think about not only the life that your grandmother lived, but the impact she was able to make.
Wow. I never forgot the impact. Never forgot the lessons and the rituals, and they guide my life every day. And see, this is the thing, Cyrus. I'm cognizant. So whenever I'm walking in little bit,
Mhm.
I'm cognizant of that. I'll be doing certain things, and I'm like, this is little bit. This is little bit. I
Yeah.
think about her day,
Mm,
every day. As I stated, she was my best friend and she continues to be. My grandmother passed away when I was 10 years old. When the
wow.
book starts out, when I'm on the green machine, leaving the greenhouse, headed to the pink house, I'm
Mhm,
5.
mhm,
I'm 5 years old, Cyrus. She
mhm,
passed away when I was 10, but her lessons and rituals continue to guide my life daily, even with me being so invested in love. As you
mhm.
know from the book,
Yeah.
LILBIT represented love in everything she did.
You write about different instances, especially when it comes to your grandmother. Well, with a little bit, and you talk about even your grandfather. I want to read something that you wrote in the book, though, Mary, that I thought was really powerful because it goes into, I think, who you are, but also again when you're talking about the impact here of your grandmother too. You write this. My mother often shared how Russell Conley was a man of honor. Even though he expressed few words, his actions spoke volumes as they pertained to the love he reserved for his wife, children, and grandchildren. Grandpa was proudly employed by the city of San Diego Department of Parks and Recreation, and on one occasion that represented many, Mom stated that his work boots had ripped open, so Grandpa had wrapped his boots with black duct tape. Grandma felt that this was not okay and insisted he purchase new work boots. Grandpa replied, I'm fine. I want to make sure you all have what you need. You and the children are my priority. I'm just fine. And then you said then about your grandfather, that was the man a little bit married. What was it like for you to think about that? And I have to tell you as a side note, my family, if they're watching this, will be laughing because one thing that happened to me, everyone knows I'm cheap. And
I didn't know.
look, everybody use words like frugal and no, I'm cheap. And my grandmother, I had some house shoes I loved, Mary, and the house shoes started coming apart, and I took some tape and
No,
taped.
you didn't.
Yes, I did. And my grandmother saw me in these shoes, and and then finally she said, "Cyrus," that I was working and everything. Do you need me to give you some money for some?
Right.
I said, "No, I just like these shoes." She said, "Cyrus, please." Take those
Oh,
off. I was only wearing them around the house, Mary. When I read that story, though, that's why it stuck with me. I thought
yeah.
about my family would be thinking about me, how I would be I tape up everything. But what was it like for you to reflect on not only grandpa, but also the priority of family that he displayed?
A sense of pride. I expressed that in the book. I believe in the book I stated, I wrote that each time I retell that truth, I well up. So as you were reading it, I was
Mhm,
welling up because that type of 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 devotion. And
mhm,
as you read on in the book, there are other instances that I share where that type of courage was
mhm,
in the forefront. So this is
mhm,
what I was able to observe growing up,
mhm.
Little Bit's love and her rituals and lessons and grandpa's bravery,
Yeah.
his courage and his bravery. And if I'm nothing else, I'm courageous and I'm brave. If I'm
Mhm.
nothing else, I'm that.
Right. Tina Siemens, hello to you over there on IG. It's so appropriate that Tina Siemens, Mary, I don't think you know Tina, but she's another client of mine. She also has written history about her own family and
Uh-huh.
even her own coming to the United States and what they were able to endure. You all share this love of history. I want to talk about that for you because that is something that is, even before a little bit, just like the stories that you have shared with me over the years, it's very
Yes.
obvious that storytelling is something that's important for you. Have you always known that you wanted to make sure not only that you remembered a little bit and what she instilled in you, but also put it in book form so other people could appreciate the importance of having those stories to refer back to?
So when the assignment came to me from God, when his words came to me, okay, I knew that his instruction was that it be presented in book form.
Okay.
I was going to write a book, and so yeah, so to answer your question, I knew that it would be in book form. I knew that.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And how does that feel? I mean, you and I've never talked about this. But, I mentioned in my introduction, Mary, that, you're, a best-selling author. You have 3 books here on Amazon that our
Yes.
audience can be able to get and read and kind of follow your writing journey, both fiction, as
Right.
how you were introduced to us, and then going into
Right.
nonfiction. Have you sat with that, the fact that you are making your own history today and that your children and grandchildren will be able to talk about, I don't know what your nickname is, by them, but we'll be able to talk about what you were able to do and share with the world?
Yes, and they're on this journey with me. My whole family. I have their love and their support, and they encourage me, and they're proud of me, and they enjoy um, reading my words. And I just want to add, Cyrus, that I feel because you have to believe in yourself. Okay,
Yeah.
I know that I am a phenomenal writer. I
Yeah.
write fiction. I write nonfiction. When I look at my 3 books, I'm feeling as though Little Bit is my favorite only because I'm telling the story, the profound story of me and my best friend. But
Mhm.
all of my books are so amazing.
Mhm.
Now I'm talking to the expert as it
Mhm.
pertains to books. I'm talking to Mr. Cyrus Webb, but Cyrus, you know this to be true. There
Mhm.
are some books that are good books, right? But you
Right.
start reading a couple chapters and then you skip some chapters to find a chapter that pulls you back in.
Mhm.
But with each book I write, and this is the brilliance of my writing, every chapter holds its own weight.
Mhm.
Every chapter can stand on its merit. And
Mhm.
it's rare to find books like that.
Yeah.
And so when you dive into a Mary Gilder book, you are in for a treat from cover to cover. And they're
Mm.
different because
Yeah.
Little Bit is rich in talking about this beautiful relationship. Even a man can have a broken heart. Are these men, these courageous men, telling their journey with love and healing? They're not blaming women, they're talking about their growth, right?
Right.
And with them telling their growth, they're inspiring both men and women. And then you have a misrepresentation of myself where I just get buck wild and sassy, you know? Or you're like, is this Mary Gilder?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
All different, but
Yeah.
all beautiful pieces of work.
It's so true. Tina on IG says it's nice to meet you, Mary. And look, I should say Tina is in Seminole, Texas. Tina, Mary is in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
And Tina says she loves your confidence as a writer as well. And I think that is the thing. I think we have to believe in ourselves. It's not always easy. You know, it's something that I've struggled with in so many areas of life. But I think it is one of those things that is so important. So I want to ask you this question, Mary, as we kind of talk about where you are now with LILBIT and moving forward. Again, not only has the world changed, the way we meet readers and connect with readers have changed. How have you navigated that? I mean, book clubs used to be the thing, bookstores used to be the thing. How do you navigate now the new ways that we're able to connect both online and offline with readers?
Well, I'm still navigating that. And Cyrus, just if I get off track, pull me back because I do want to go back and say this,
Yeah.
okay? This business can be very scary. I'm confident. I'm very confident. But in 2008, I was confident, but I didn't know how to present that. I didn't know how to build on that confidence.
Mhm.
I didn't know how to grasp it, right?
Mhm.
So I had to learn. I had my first interview with you. I was so nervous, and I think I was probably perspiring. I was so nervous, but it comes with growth.
Yeah.
So for those authors who feel like I don't think I have what it takes because I'm nervous, I can't find my words when no, you're on the right track. You just keep moving. You don't give up. You believe in who you are. You believe in your craft, and you just keep going. And you commit yourself to doing the work. You have to
Mhm.
say to yourself, whatever it takes, I am willing to do it. It's about doing the work. So in me saying that, Cyrus, that's what I'm doing now because my last book came out, oh my God, I think it was like 2011, 2012.
Mhm.
Everything's changed. So
Yeah.
there is so much work that I need to do so I can be savvy and sassy. And I'm committed to doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think that's the big part, right? I think being willing. And I think that's
Mhm.
all of us. All of us are figuring it out. Things change
Exactly.
not only year by year, but sometimes it seems like day by day and week by
Moment
week,
by moment.
you know? So it is always navigating that. So what do you say then to those coming down the ranks now, Mary? Because I think we came along, like we're like seniors in this, but we came along at a time where it was not as easy to connect with people.
Mm-mm,
Now, if you have a
mm-mm.
phone,
Right.
you can literally touch people around the world, right? What has it been like for you now to encourage other people coming up under you as writers for one, to believe in themselves, but also to not give up on their gift?
To just do the work, to just do the work,
Yeah.
believe in yourself, okay, and just commit to the work, doing
Mm,
the work that's required to get your literature in the hands of your readers. And Cyrus, I don't know if this is if it's trendy to say this, but I'm still old school too. I'm learning, trying to embrace the new school, but I still believe in meeting with book clubs and
yeah.
just do the old school stuff.
Hmm.
Book signings at bookstores and
Hmm.
that's important. You have to grasp various aspects, various roles of
Right.
connecting with your readers, and that's how
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's it. Less or more and I totally
Yes.
agree with you that I mean, yes, online has its place, but there's nothing like being able to have that in-person connection. Sugar Ray, hello to you over there on IG. Another person who knows what it's like to be able to be in person. He's another individual, Mary, there in New York, who has his virtual, but also does his in-person events, and he's an author.
That's
He's a
right.
media personality as well. So definitely one of those individuals. So as we're wrapping up 2025, looking forward to 2026, what is Mary E. Gilder looking forward to?
Okay, well, I just launched my book in San Diego. I'm from California, and they showed me so much love. I will never forget where I came from and the support that's there for me.
Mhm.
On January 10th, My daughters and I will be hosting our Houston book launch. We're very excited about that. And so I'm just looking forward to just traveling in the Bay Area, Northern California, the African American Museum and Library. They're going to be hosting events in my honor. I look forward to meeting with book clubs. The sky's the limit. Also, even a man, not even a man. Well, yeah, even a man can have a broken heart. The documentary for that has wrapped up filming is done, and so hopefully that will be presented to the world, in 2026. And so, and I do want to say this: I don't know when my next work, as far as the next book, will be presented, because I only write when God tells me it's time. I only write when He presents an assignment to me. There are writers who have a book out every other year, and that's a beautiful thing. But for me, I only write when He issues my assignment, and so we'll see.
Got it. Well, Mary, it's been great being able to have you on. It's been great catching back up with you. Our very first on-camera interview together. Again, Mary's been with me a very long time. As she shared, her debut came out 2008, and being able to not only to help her get the word out about that book, but also us then hosting our own radio broadcast together, and her being a contributing writer for our magazine. And being able just to be a supportive, friend over the years as well has meant so much. So, Mary, congratulations. Her newest book, again, is called LILBIT. You guys can see it here on Amazon. You guys can get it in print, or you can be able to get the Kindle edition there as well. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, I should mention the Kindle edition, as you can see, of her book, A Misrepresentation of Myself, is available here on Amazon. And you can get her book, Even a Man Can Have a Broken Heart. We talked about it. It's available in print as well as a Kindle edition. You can get the Kindle edition, that one, for only $5.99. Mary, congratulations to you again on the new book. Let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
Okay, my website is under construction, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks, you can reach me at marygilder.com. And and on Instagram and on Facebook.
There we go. Well, Mary, definitely excited about what's coming up next for you, and looking forward to our next chat.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. I am forever grateful for your friendship and for your wisdom. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Love you, my friend. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.